David Taub here with City Councilman Steve Brandau. Steve, 2017 is here. What is on your legislative agenda? What do you hope the council accomplishes in the next couple of months in 2017?
Well, I know that the new mayor, Lee Brand, has got like a 100-day plan. He's going to address law enforcement issues, community-based policing. He's got a plan for inspections. I'm going to have to wait and see what that looks like, a universal inspection program for city rental housing. And then he's also got an agenda about reaching out and doing more in the economic world to attract more business to Fresno. Most of that, really, I'm very supportive of. And so I think in the early part of the year, it's going to be an aggressive push to get some of those things done.
Now, how do you see this being played out, the apartment inspection plan? I know that your plan passed the end of last year, but do you see door-to-door inspections? How do you see it going?
Yeah, I'm going to wait and see. I've got some very serious concerns with it myself. About 2 months ago, Councilman Olivier and I passed an inspection or a code enforcement model, which is targeted at the slumlords. The inspection model, which the mayor is going to be proposing soon in the first week of February, is a more progressive model about inspecting units. Ours was more targeted at slumlords. That's the part I feel comfortable with. I feel a little bit less comfortable about inspecting all of the rental housing in Fresno.
All right. Also, that was tabled at the end of last year is water fees for developers. A park fees for developers was passed, and the developers clearly don't like that. But how do you see the water fees going?
Yeah, I think there's going to be healthy debate about the water fees. We were able to stall that off until this year where we had more time to look at it. So the industry leaders felt like they were not given enough time and there was no need for a rush. So we tabled that until this year. I also voted no on the park fees for a similar reason, which is that whenever the city of Fresno is going to make a major shift like that, we need to work with our partners and give them the time it takes to digest the plan and understand it and give feedback, right? And that was not done on park and water fees, so I had a little problem with that. Unfortunately, park fees were passed, so people that buy homes in the city of Fresno will be paying even more for some of these things, and maybe they should, but we need to have a real strong conversation about that before that happens.
Policing issues, as you mentioned, are big on Mayor Brand's agenda, and I'm sure it's on your agenda. There's a couple things I want to bring up. First of all, the Dylan Noble shooting. Police have been clear on it, but the civil suit is pending. When it comes your way, what's your notion to go with? Settle, take him to court? What are your leanings?
You know, since I'm not a legal expert, I just get emotional and feel something about it. So what I have to do when it comes to law is sit back and listen to the legal experts tell us what are the chances of winning a case, what are the chances of successfully defending the city of Fresno, what is the cost. All these things have to factor in, and so instead of me making just a rash decision, I have to defer to a lot of the experts when it comes to legal matters in the city of Fresno. So we will be briefed when the time is right. We'll be briefed on it, and we'll get all the information available to us. And I have no idea now whether the best approach is to settle or defend the city of Fresno.
Now, the issue of police staffing levels. I interviewed Damon Kurtz of the Fresno Police Officers Association. We're approximately 750 officers right now. It's budgeted right now for 800. Recruiting's been a problem. Where do you see staffing levels going? Where are we going to find these extra officers?
Well, it's really interesting. As you know, we've budgeted for more. We don't have the positions filled now that we budgeted for last year. Every year we budget for more officers, but we have a difficult time filling them. There's lots of reasons for that. There's a lot of reasons. It's tough to do work in Fresno. Fresno is a tough spot for law enforcement officers, and if they're listening, I hope they're blessed. But it's a very difficult job in the city of Fresno. However, we're going to go after it aggressively. I think we have to address some things like pay for the officers to make that job more satisfactory for them, and then we also have to find the money to hire those new officers. Now, the good news is that the economy is on the uptick. More taxes are coming into the city from multiple sources, right? Property taxes, sales taxes, everything. More is coming into the city. That allows us to do more. I want to let the citizens of Fresno know, I haven't told anybody yet, that over the Christmas holidays, I was broken into for the second time this year. So I know the feeling, okay? I was broken into in the early spring. I was broken again about 12 days ago. So I know the feeling that the citizens are going through, so I'm going to be very aggressive at adding more officers into the city of Fresno's payroll.
All right, and finally, the Steve Brandau Council agenda. What can we expect from your desk?
You know, I think right now I'm going to digest what the new mayor is going to be doing in the city of Fresno, work with him when I can, and look at everything very closely. What I want to do is move. If these taxes are coming into Fresno, I think there's a lot of things we need to address that we haven't aggressively addressed in a long time. Streets is one. Infrastructure, sidewalks, streets, these type of things, they need some attention. And it needs to happen all across the city, not just downtown Fresno. These types of amenities, these types of infrastructure upgrades need to happen all across the city. So I'm going to be looking to making sure that all areas of town get fair and equal treatment.
All right, well, Steve Brandau, David Taub, GV Wire.